We are here at beautiful Circuit of the Americas for the first ever drive of the new 1,064 horsepower Corvette ZR1. Now there's an embargo until May 30th, so stay tuned for that video, but there is a huge new redesign for model year 2026 of all of the Corvette lineup's interiors. So let's take an in-depth look for the first time. Before we dive into the 2026 refresh, I wanted to give you a close look at the 2025 in this beautiful ZR1. So we have the infamous wall of buttons right here, which I actually thought was pretty cool. It sections off the driver from the passenger, but there were some ergonomic issues that users were complaining about. So that is gone. And there are also 3 screens instead of 2. All right, guys, first look at the 2026 interior in this gorgeous E-Ray. Obviously, there are some similarities to the C8 Stingray interior of 2025 and prior, but there are some key differences that really make this interior a lot more special. Another huge change with the 2026 interior is the addition of a 3rd screen and revised graphics. So we've got a 14-inch customizable instrument cluster, a 12.7-inch touchscreen infotainment, and a 6.6-inch screen over to the left side for various controls like launch control and PTM. I found my favorite buttons on the 2026 interior. Look at this. It's shaped like a rocket ship, and it controls the launch control RPM. How awesome is that? Now we have dedicated buttons as well for PTM modes, so we can scroll through dry, sport, Race 1 and Race 2. You'll notice in Race 2, the car is drifting more. You've got less and less levels of traction control, which is pretty awesome. Gone is the great wall of buttons, and in its place is a gorgeous piece of carbon fiber with a grab handle, a pass-through here, and USB-C ports on the other side. Now, all of the climate controls have been shifted from here to right below this gorgeous display. The drive mode selector has been moved as well in line with the drive controls. Pull this up to put the car into drive, click this for park, drive control mode right here. You can switch between sport, track. As you can see, the various graphics change. They're really, really nice, actually. Play with all of these. I mean, these are really high-end animations. I love that. We've also got revised area right here, new cup holders without a cover over it with ambient lighting in them. Also a wireless charging pad with a cover to help hold it in place. Still have that squared off steering wheel, which I really like. Gorgeous carbon fiber paddles mounted behind. But let's go ahead and run through some of the screen options to really show you what this is all about. So we've got a Z mode button right here on the steering wheel. If you click that, you can control everything from the suspension to the handling to the brakes, as well as the PTM performance traction mode. Right here, you can see in Z mode, we've got that awesome horizontal indicator for the rev counter. That is absolutely awesome. Now let's change through the different driving modes to show you what it looks like in tour mode. So that is the tour mode graphic. This is the sport mode tachometer. And this is the track mode tachometer. So if we go over here, we can change between layout. So this is linked to the drive mode, which I think is the best option. Performance, you can see some of our performance gauges right there. Go over, heads-up display control, height, rotation. We have an all-new performance data recorder, which is basically a dash cam that also overlays your instrument cluster, speed, RPM, etc. But now it actually shows you your lap times with live deltas and gives you information on the dash that can help you improve your lap time. So you can compare it to previous lap times, see what specific corners you're going slower so you can actually improve and become a better driver. Look at that, a ZR1 pulling by in that gorgeous Hysteria purple. This is gonna be such a sick event. Here's something I really like. Front camera, click that button and you've got a frontal camera to make sure you don't smash your front splitter. It's actually really nice. Bose speaker system as well, and these GT2 style bucket seats are fantastic. We've got some new performance gauges as well, and you can actually send these gauges over to the driver display in the main screen, which is pretty cool. Go ahead and exit out of that, but you've got everything from horsepower to electric data, etc. So there's actually a really cool new interior option that allows you to get 2 different color seats. So you can have a red driver's seat and a black passenger seat. There are 4 additional color options for the interior, as well as a full suede, which looks fantastic. Now, standard on the ZR1, you've got a full carbon fiber hood for the instrument cluster that is optional on E-Ray and Z06. I actually think it looks really nice with the leather there. All right, behind the wheel of the Stingray now. We're getting familiarized with COTA. I've driven it a couple times in different cars. Drove it in a KTM Expo and a Senna. But we're gonna learn the track a little more in the Stingray because tomorrow we're gonna be in the 1064 horsepower ZR1.
We pre-configured it to run PTM Sport.
Yep.
Track mode, everything else, like dampers, steering, all that stuff is track mode.
Perfect.
PTM Sport's the 3rd out of 5, so it's a really good mode for learning the track and just getting comfortable. So that's what I would suggest running.
Excellent.
And then you got
I'll keep it.
You got AC on, you got PDR running.
Perfect.
Yeah. The last trick, actually, if you pull the belt all the way tight, as far as it goes, and then let it go back, and now kind of pull it tight, it cinches a little.
Yeah, nice.
Yep.
All right, pulling out onto COTA. Pretty cool to be learning the track behind a professional driver in a ZR1. Other than the launch event in Miami, I have never seen a ZR1 move before. And now we get to tail it to learn the best line at COTA in preparation for driving it tomorrow. And honestly, I've been looking, because I really want one of these, at the different colors they have, and that rapid blue is unbelievably cool. But it'll be exciting to see the grip difference between a Stingray on base level tires with no aero and a ZR1 with 345 Cup 2Rs and 1,200 pounds of downforce. You can tell he's going for a Sunday stroll right now. On that ZR1 are so sticky, there's just debris flying everywhere. But these events are really cool. It's always a very humbling experience watching how fast a professional driver is in comparison. Wow, there's a lot of rubber on the track. And just trying to get some pointers. These guys know a lot more than any of us do. So this is the out lap right now. It'll be interesting to see. We're on PTM level Sport, which is what they recommended. This is a really slow speed corner. And we'll see, once we pick up the pace a little bit, how much slip it allows. This thing is pretty capable. He's probably like a quarter on the throttle right now and he's still pulling away. With 495 horsepower compared to 1,064. There, so obviously erring on the safe side, but it's crazy the difference between like that KTM Expo I drove, which is a full-on track car on racing slicks. You can pretty much be flat out through the S's. You have to be much more careful in a street car on street tires. This track is unbelievable though. And I'm really curious to see, this track absolutely kills cars' cooling systems. I remember last time I was here, Schmee's Ford GT overheated, Regera broke, almost everything was overheating because it's 100 degrees and it's a 3.41 mile long track. Corvette interior update, and I'm so excited to share with you on May 30th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time what the ZR1